The road to Double or Nothing continues. We had title matches, we had Owen Hart Foundation matches, we even had contract signings. And yes, this is not WWE, this is AEW, but we're copying the WWE weekly format tonight with the good old contract signings. This show was actually not bad. As a full-time AEW hater, I must admit this show wasn't the worst AEW show I've seen. So we're going to go through it in no particular order. I'm going through it in the order that they uploaded the clips. Now they just seem to upload the clips in whatever way they want, and not to bash AEW before we even begin the review, but I mean, how much better are WWE when it comes to like their networking and their social media? Even if you just look at YouTube, in terms of them uploading clips from the show, in terms of them like uploading pictures from each event. I mean, you go on the WWE website after the show, 2 hours, and they've got about 70 odd pictures, you know, high definition pictures of the entire show. AEW, it takes them about 3 weeks to upload anything in terms of pictures, and when it takes them about 2 full days to upload all the clips from Dynamite, and when they do it in some really fucking strange order. So even if you're not like a hardcore, I've got to tune into TBS every week to watch it, if you just like to casually follow AEW through YouTube, it's really hard to do, because you have to wait about 2 full days until they upload every single clip they want to from that show, and it's just a complete mess. So I mean, Tony Khan likes to brag about the money he's got. Why not spend some of that money? Why not spend some of Daddy's money and get some people in to your social media and get some people that can run these accounts and maybe, you know, upload better quality, quicker quality, and all that good stuff. But we're going to, like I said, going to go through this in the order it's been uploaded. First of all, we've got Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy in an Owen Hart Foundation tournament match. Jeff Hardy, is he past his prime? Is he done? He might be, but not based on tonight. Jeff Hardy defeats Darby Allin, and this had a lot of cool spots. Darby Allin swanton off the top of the ladder to the outside onto about 6 chairs. Jeff Hardy swanton off the top rope to the outside onto the steel steps, where Darby Allin rolled out the way and Jeff came crashing down on the steel steps. And in the end, he had all these big moves, and the move that won it was a fucking roll-up. And they even, I think it was Teddy Schiavone that said, you know, all these like mad moves, all like this no hold bars match, you know, and the move that wins it, all these like high flying daredevil maneuvers, and the move that wins it is a roll up. And I thought, you know what? I mean, I think they were trying to make it seem like, oh, wrestling's still important, like a wrestling move is still vital, but it just made everything else look like shit. How can you have all these big massive moves, yet it's a roll up that ends it? I've never seen that in my life, man. Massive swanton bomb off the ladder, but a roll up ends it. I mean, do you remember the ladder match, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, that Matt Hardy beats Jeff with the twist of fate with the steel chair, you know, Jeff's neck wrapped in the steel chair? Could you imagine if Jeff kicks out of that just for Matt Hardy then to do a roll up and win the match? How shit would that have looked? I mean, unbelievable. Even a couple of weeks ago, they had a ladder match in AEW, and they had like a spot where the guy fell off the ladder onto another ladder just to get straight back up, climb the ladder, and then he got punched. I think it was Sammy Guevara versus Scorpio Sky. And instead of ending the match on the big high spot, they ended it on a fucking stupid punch. Again, just the awful way to end the match. But it was decent. Jeff Hardy advances. I'm glad he does, because Jeff Hardy's the only guy that should win this. Jeff Hardy's the only guy that fucking knew Owen Hart. Matt Hardy wrestled Owen Hart. What the fuck is it? What's Adam Cole done? What's Darby Allin done? I mean, Darby Allin probably doesn't even know who Owen Hart is, so why should he be in this tournament? I don't understand it. I mean, you could have had Dustin Runnels versus Jeff Hardy in the final. You know what I mean? Dustin Runnels, Goldust actually worked and travelled with Owen Hart a lot. And I mean, that would have been a good final. 2 guys that actually knew Owen Hart. But instead, there's so many like guys here that are just there, you know, just AEW fucking jobbers. This new generation that had nothing to do with Owen. If they had nothing to do with Owen, I don't know why they're in this tournament. And Martha Hart was in the crowd applauding the action. It's kind of lame how now all of a sudden she's coming out and she doesn't mind using Owen's name in wrestling for a company that is rivaling the WWE just to get one over on the WWE, whereas she refuses to let Owen Hart go into the WWE Hall of Fame. But you can bet your bottom dollar she she would agree to let Owen Hart go into the AEW Hall of Fame. She'd probably even let Owen Hart go into the TNA Hall of Fame. That's how desperate TNA is. But I mean, it just makes no sense here. Why not let Owen Hart? Why not let them pay privilege to Owen Hart? You know, I mean, that's what it's all about, respect. I mean, WWE putting Owen Hart into their Hall of Fame, it's more for Owen Hart than it is for WWE. And it would be a good moment. Owen Hart deserves to be in there, so for her to hold back and not allow it, I don't understand. It makes no sense. Again, Owen Hart's death, it was a fucking accident. People can blame McMahon all they want, and they can say McMahon's a murderer, but at the end of the day, you know, shit happens. And I know when you say shit happens, I know a life was lost, but I mean, McMahon didn't mean it. McMahon was not at fault. McMahon didn't set this up. It was just one of those unfortunate circumstances that took a life. But anyway, moving on. Rest in peace, Owen Hart. Glad that Jeff Hardy won, but this would be better in WWE. It would be. I mean, it would feel more real and less just phony if Owen Hart was being represented in WWE, a company that he spent like the majority of his career in, instead of AEW that Owen Hart had absolutely. I mean, by the time AEW was founded, by the time Dynamite debuted, Owen Hart was dead nearly 20 years. Like, what the hell? Yeah, you know, it's lame. It really is lame. Anyway, moving on next, we had Danhausen, the big draw, the guy that gets on under 300,000 on Rampage. This guy is the new Hulk Hogan, I'm telling you. He took on Tony Nese. Tony Nese. I bet you Vince McMahon was raging. I bet you Vince McMahon was fucking crying into his Roman Reigns pillowcase when Tony Nese decided to finally hang up the boots and tell McMahon he was leaving the WWE. I bet you McMahon still has sleepless nights to this day. That's probably why he's in the gym 24/7, you know. It's 4 a.m. McMahon's in the gym. Is it because he wants to work out? No, it's because he can't fucking sleep because Tony Nese, the big massive draw, the superstar, the guy that's going to sell out Madison Square Garden for the next 20 years, Tony Nese, left the WWE. McMahon is absolutely got it. Anyway, Tony Nese, squash match, beat Danhausen in like 15 seconds. Then Hook comes out, and like everyone's got a fucking hard on for Hook. Oh, the good looking Hook, the sexy boy Hook. This guy's not Shawn Michaels, right? He's a fucking he's the son of a midget, right? A son of a midget who I actually enjoyed. A son of a midget who's a badass. This guy's not a badass. Looks like he belongs in a pop band. Looks like he would fit in as like the fourth Jonas brother, right? This is not Taz's son. This is not a suplex machine. This is not a guy that would look across for you and kill you and come out with a towel over his head. He comes out with a fucking hoodie looking like he should be, you know, singing some pop songs in America. So, you know what? I've no interest in seeing Hook and Danhausen shake hands, and this is supposed to be the next big tag team, Hook Danhausen. Hookhausen, I believe is the name they're going by, and maybe they'll be challenging for the tag team titles, who knows. It's mad. AEW, all these terrible tag teams, whereas they've got the Hardy Boys, and they just, why not why is the Hardy Boys not the champs? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Something else that makes no sense with Dax versus Adam Cole. Dax is a flabby, out of shape tag team wrestler, and Adam Cole is a skinny fat, out of shape singles wrestler. So yeah, both these guys in the quarterfinals competing for a spot in the semis, and it was Adam Cole that ended up winning. Dax tapped out to a sharpshooter, and you know what, even that, it's the Owen Hart Foundation. I'm gonna win a match with a sharpshooter. Like, fucking lame. What next? Are they going to do a pile? Is they going to do a pile driver in the semi-finals that breaks somebody's neck? Oh, look at that! I'm copying Owen Hart's pile driver in Austin. Going to start calling each other nuggets. You know, what the fuck? What the fuck? Adam Cole wins. There was a spot on the outside where Dax, he couldn't make it into the ring. He was down and out. The referee gets to the count of 9, and then Dax just shoots up and jumps in. I mean, we've seen this spot done before by people way more over than Dax, right? We've seen John Cena do this spot, and when Cena done it, I called it out. I said it looked like shit, right? But at least Cena can almost get away with doing this because he's fucking John Cena. He's the man. When Dax does it, you're like, that was bloody awful. And by the way, JR's commentary throughout this entire show, he sounds like he's half asleep. He sounds like he wants to kill himself. He sounds like he wants to, in the words of The Undertaker, rest in peace. That's what JR literally sounds like he wants to do. And I don't blame him. But this was actually, like I said, one of the better AEW shows. Not because it was great, but because AEW's always shit. So when it's slightly less shit, you know, it's always going to be an improvement. Anyway, up next we had Jungle Boy versus Ricky Starks for the FTW Championship. Taz on commentary. Jungle Boy had the match won. Some guy came out, some black guy that used to be in NXT came out. I don't know his name. He caused a distraction. He didn't mean it. Ricky Starks then beat he beat Jungle Boy, and then you had Ricky Starks and Keith Powerhouse Hobbs standing at ringside looking at the other guy from NXT, the former NXT dude. You had Christian and the big dinosaur guy came out. Christian just like rubbed past the shoulders of the black guy. And by the way, I'm not disrespecting him. I legit don't know his name. So I either call him black guy or former NXT guy. Does it really matter? I don't think so. We'll go with black guy. So Christian and the big dinosaur dude get in the ring. They're like trying to cheer up Jungle Boy because they lost the match. And then Keith Lee comes out. He stands beside the black guy. Two black guys standing together. Two black guys looking strong. Then JR says, "Whoa, look at Keith Lee. He's lost a bit of weight. He's put some muscle on. He looks stronger." Fuck. Lost a bit of weight. What happens? Was McDonald's closed for a day? How the fuck did Keith Lee lose weight? You tell me. But anyway, it ends there. Jungle Boy's like bent over the ropes. Looking like he's about to cry, and Christian comes over and gives him a hug, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is this shit, eh? AEW treat their legends better than WWE, but what the hell are they doing with Christian? Seriously, if AEW treated their legends better, fucking Sting, Christian, Matt Hardy, all those guys would have like world title reigns, but instead the belt's on a fucking jobber called Adam Page. Speaking of Adam Page, he came out. He was on commentary, CM Punk versus John Silver, and I fucking hate John Silver, right? His name is bland, it's boring. His appearance is bland, it's boring. He's about fucking 3 foot tall, which doesn't help him. He hangs about with a bunch of jobbers in the Dark Order, a stable that's going absolutely nowhere. Every time you see the Dark Order, it's changed. It really is. I mean, there's no redeeming qualities about the Dark Order. There's been jobber factions in the past that were like had a comedy element to them. There's nothing like the Union, the Oddities. I'm trying to think of jobber factions. 3MB. You know, factions like that actually had some funny moments. The Dark Order, they're this horrible faction that you can't take serious, but we're supposed to take serious. We're supposed to believe this is like the new Ministry. They should have never been seen on TV again after those like really, really fake punches like a year and a half ago. I don't know how they're still in the company, but regardless, CM Punk beats John Silver in a match that went way too long. And seeing CM Punk struggle against a midget, it takes away any credibility that the guy's got left. He uses Adam Page's clothesline to win the match. Adam Page comes out. They both go head to head. Punk says that he used to wake up and ask himself, was he the best in the world? And then he says he woke up yesterday and he asked himself, is he the world champion? And his answer was yes. Adam Page doesn't seem to like this. Punk offers his hand and says, whether you shake my hand now or not, you'll be shaking it at double or nothing. Adam Page, I was about to say Adam Cole, they may as well be the same guy, they both suck. Adam Page gives Punk a big old middle finger and walks off to the back, leaving Punk with his hand outstretched. So, yeah, I mean, I believe this was the main event as well. Jesus Christ. Terrible. We had the Jericho Appreciation Society. One of the guys beside Jericho says, AEW, welcome to the AEW. He welcomes the fans, but he refers to them as the AEW Galaxy. Obviously taking a dig at the WWE Universe. These people refer to themselves as superstars instead of wrestlers. And there's just nothing super about them. They're not stars. They're not super. They're just 4 bums. Minus maybe Swagger, because I guess he's a quote legit fighter. But no, these are just 3 bums riding Jericho's coattails. They said that this is the greatest faction in wrestling history. I mean, are you for real? This faction wouldn't even be in the top 100. And I don't know if there's been 100 factions, in main wrestling companies. But even if there was only been 99, this one still wouldn't make the top 100. Because this one's fucking shit. Danny Garcia and 2 other guys I don't even know the name of. And this Danny Garcia guy cannot cut a promo. The other guy can't cut a promo. They can't cut nothing. In fact, they should be cut from the roster. They suck. Jericho says that he's a wizard. You're a wizard, Jericho. You're a wizard, Chris. What is this, Harry Potter 2.0? He says that if Fat Boy Eddie Kingston comes out, he's going to burn his face again. He said Jericho 216 said, I just burnt your face. I mean, ripping off Stone Cold Steve Austin. Great. I mean, that's all this show is. AEW, that's what the company does, just rip things off, but they do it much, much worse than previously done before. So, you know, everything in this is garbage. Moxley comes out through the ring, wild thing, blah, blah, blah. I heard that music, I don't like it, I think you should change it. He gets into the ringside area. Jericho goes, there's only one of you and 5 of us. He advises Moxley to leave. Next minute, the Star Wars Daniel Bryan theme hits. Daniel Bryan comes out. He's coming out with Wheeler Yuta, or whatever that guy's called. The guy just doesn't belong with Moxley and Bryan. And William Regal. Jericho's like, well, there's still only 4 of you and 5 of us. And then the lights go out and it's Eddie Kingston and the Poundland version, the Jobber version, the B version of LAX, Ortiz and Satana. They get onto the ropes. And now Jericho's outnumbered 7-4. They get into a brawl. Jericho rolls to the side. He's trying to get away. William Regal hits him with a punch. It was like the power of the punch, but with no brass knucks. So, yeah, and that was that. What was the point of this, honestly? I don't know. Are we leading up to a big 5-on-5 match? Who knows? Who cares at this stage? Who the fuck cares? Then we get to the female version of the Owen Hart Appreciation Tournament, or whatever this is called. I don't know. Foundation, Appreciation. Who cares? Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter. I mean, fuck. Toni Storm wins. That's pretty much all there is to say. Toni Storm wins. Again, who really cares? Because I don't. Now, if there's anyone out there that cares, the big question is why. Why would you care about this shit? But yeah, Toni Storm wins. I believe now she's advanced to the semis or the quarters? Again, doesn't really matter. And in the last clip of the evening, the last clip that the YouTube channel was uploaded, we had the contract signing between MGF and Warlord. Now, MGF must have been in his hometown here. For a guy that seems to never break character, he was actually like applauding the fans. He was being generous towards the fans. He was praising the fans. He was putting the fans over. He referred to the people in the cheap seats. He went, you might be poor, but you're still awesome, lovely people. And I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's supposed to be a heel, yet he was like almost kissing the ass of this like city and the fans, and he was getting them to boo Warlord. Warlord went to sign the contract. MGF says, I'm going to put you through like a series of stipulations. You're going to have to go through a number of whips, just like Cody Rhodes. MGF said, if you don't like me talking about 2024, neither does the guy in the back, referring to Tony Khan and his contract situation. He's speaking about how many whips. He went, there's going to be not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9. He asked the chairman, Sean Spears, how many whips? And Sean Spears gets the 2 hands out. He points the finger at Warlord and he goes, 10. Obviously referring back to his perfect 10 gimmick in WWE. He then says, if you get past the whips, you have to face the chairman of the board, Sean Spears, in a steel cage match. Warlord laughing. MJF says, why are you laughing, dumbass? Last time I checked, you're 0 and 2 inside a steel cage. That kind of shut Warlord up a wee bit. Then MJF said, if you can do all that, then you finally get your shot against me. But MJF says, let's talk about what happens if you lose. And if you lose, you'll never be allowed to compete in AEW again. You'll never be able to sign an AEW contract again. Wardlow then goes to sign the contract for the match, or for the, to run the gauntlet, whatever, to try and get the match. He can't. He says he can't do it because he's handcuffed. MJF tells the security to uncuff him. Sean Spears seems reluctant to do this. MJF says, I know what I'm doing in my hometown. They uncuff Warlord. Warlord signs the contract. MJF says, right, put the cuffs back on this pig and get him to the back. Warlord refuses to put the cuffs on. Warlord breaks out. Well, he doesn't break out because he's not got the cuffs on. But you know what I mean? He sits up, stands up. He starts breaking bodies around him. Starts beating up the security. Takes a punch to Sean Spears. Sean Spears flies at the ring. He manages to grab MJF. Goes for a powerbomb. Some guy gets in the ring, don't know who this is. He jumps on his back, allows MJF to escape, and Warlord hits him with a powerbomb. And that's where the show ends there, guys. So yeah, MJF manages to escape. Warlord hits a powerbomb on some guy that we've fucking no idea who it is. And that was the show, guys. That was it. So, I mean, overall, it wasn't great. It was pretty poor, if I'm being honest, but it was better than what I've seen in previous weeks. I did enjoy the contract signing. MGF is hands down the best thing about this show, and he's probably going to be leaving to go to WWE sooner rather than later. So yeah, MGF's great. I mean, there were some big spots in the Darby Allin Jeff Hardy match, which was pretty, insane. Seeing Jeff do some of these things when he's like, 44, 45, 46, continuing to put his body on the line. It's mental. And it's a shame that if Jeff Hardy's going to risk doing all this shit, it should at least be for a world title. This guy should not be wrestling Darby Allin in a quarter-final tournament match about a dead guy from 20 years ago that, quite frankly, doesn't matter. That is the stone cold hard truth right there. Yeah, that was it then. So, I mean, I enjoyed the contract signing. The opening match was good. Everything else, not so much. But there was two things I enjoyed, and for that reason, guys, we're going to give this AEW Dynamite, wait for it, probably the highest rating it's been given in the past, 6 months. Going to give it a 2 out of 10. There you go. I like two things, so I'll give it a 2 out of 10. And that is going to do it. Leave your comments down below, leave a like, leave a subscription if you haven't already. Make sure to follow the Twitter page, make sure to follow the other channels, and make sure to follow us into tonight's Rampage and SmackDown, 2 weeks away from Double or Nothing, and we'll see. I mean, so far I'm not excited about the pay-per-view, but things can change. There's another 2 Rampages and another 1 Dynamite. Maybe they can get me to change my mind. Am I going to buy the pay-per-view? Probably not. That'll be an illegal stream all the way. Did I say that? I meant, yeah, of course I'm going to buy it. I would never illegal stream at all, and I don't recommend it, because illegal streaming is taking money out of Tony Khan's pocket, and that's one thing that we can't do. Tony Khan needs all the money, because Tony Khan's brilliant. Tony Khan's the man. He's better than McMahon. Aye, all that stuff. Sure he is. I'll be buying this pay-per-view. I might even pay double for it. Anyway, Double or Nothing. How about this? How about if they put on a fucking good show, we pay double, and if the show is shit, we pay nothing? That would work for me, because that means you're getting a free show. Anyway, guys, till next time, been Fog Wrestling. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.